Good morning, good morning. I'm so excited to fail, you guys. I'm just so freaking pumped. Yes, so it's Amber, and I am here to talk to you guys today about why failure might become your new favorite word. It's a 4-letter word, but it's not a bad word, guys. So let's talk about the F word. Fail. All right, guys. So, how many people wake up, raise your hand, drop your hand emoji if you wake up every day and just you're like laying there in bed and you're like, I can't wait to fail today. I'm so excited to hear the word no. I am so excited to get rejected, right? How many of you wake up saying that? And make sure you say hello and where you're coming in from. If you're watching, hey, Brad. So probably not a lot of people wake up that way, right? But I'm not kidding. I'm going to show you why you really want to fail and why you should really care about this is because failure is actually the #1 success indicator. People that fail the most are those like top 5% people. And you should care because the statistics nowadays show that only 5% of people are going to retire and be able to support themselves after they retire. And 53% of people here in the States are going to need assistance. So they're going to need, Social Security, which we all know is not going to be there, right, when we're old. Or they're going to have to rely on charity or friends or family. That's just, I don't know. Is that your goal? Do you want to retire and be an old person that can't support themselves? It's like my worst nightmare. So you should be more afraid of that than afraid of failing, and I'm going to tell you why. And this mindset shift is just going to dramatically change the way you think about getting no's and about failing and about going for things. So I hope this really helps. And if you find it helpful, share it. So, how many times are you going to fail before you succeed or before you quit? Because we all know that the reality is most people are going to quit before they actually fail enough times. If you just keep going, success is imminent. If you just know that in your mind that it's not ever going to not succeed if you just don't stop, that's what happens. That's how Disneyland was created. So Walt Disney, Abraham Lincoln, Edison, Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein, the list goes on and on and on. All the professional athletes, Michael Jordan. It's really fun to watch those videos about famous failures, right? None of them have done massive things in this world without having a ton of failure and no's and rejection first. So if you looked at getting rejection and having failures as a sign of your greatness, at your genius, if you got rejected more and more and more, you're like, man, I am really onto something, right? Oprah Winfrey was demoted from her first anchor job and told she was unfit for television. Thomas Edison was expelled from school for being too stupid to do anything, and Abraham Lincoln lost 8 elections before he became a president. So are we glad that they did not give up, right? Can you imagine? We're definitely glad, right? So I'm a big fan of Disneyland, and I'm so thankful for Walt Disney for not giving up and listening to all these dream stealers. He actually had a lot of struggles. He experienced bankruptcy. He was in heavy debt. He was living on beans, and Mickey Mouse was rejected 300 times before someone said yes. So imagine a world without Mickey Mouse, guys. Could have not happened if he just took no for an answer. So Walt Disney saw a problem. He wanted to fix it. He actually would take his daughters on Daddy Day and go around to like different amusement parks and carousels. And he just hated these amusement parks, that they were so trashy, that the employees were just degenerates. And so he had this vision of creating this beautiful amusement park that families could go to and feel good at. And so that's what set out his vision for that. And it was obviously a lot of money. It took a lot of time. People thought there was no way on earth he could got it done in the amount of time. And it was like the worst opening day in history. They called it Black Sunday. But guess what? Within 2 months, they had their millionth visitor. So the public said yes. anyways, right? So, the rest is history there. So feel good about getting no's and getting naysayers who say, like, that's a stupid idea, because that's just going to happen. There's just such a huge difference between people that have vision and people that actually execute them and keep going. And it's really their willingness to fail until they succeed. But it's natural. People want to limit the pain of having those no's and failures. So we stay safe when we play safe. Exactly, Jennifer. Don't let others determine your future. So true. So we can think of failure as painful. So we're avoiding something because we're like, ooh, they're going to say no, or it's going to feel uncomfortable. But what's going to feel really painful is like being an old person who realized you did not reach your dreams and now you're relying on welfare or something. Like, be scared of that. That is painful to me. And so the interesting thing is, like, we can learn how to not feel pain anymore. And the way that you stop feeling the pain of these things that scare you is by doing it over and over and over and over again. And I keep thinking about this example of driving. So basically, these certain habits become automatic, just like driving. Have you guys ever, driven to work or to church or something and you like don't even remember the drive because you're just on autopilot? So imagine the thing that you're the most afraid to do, like that if you do it, you will get to the point where it is just like driving. And so every time you set out to do that thing that you are afraid of, think of it like that. Like, I want this to be as easy as driving and as fun as driving. I love driving. So when we just focus on the bare minimum, like say you have a salesperson might have a quota and say they're just trying to get to their quota, they're going to focus on, I need to get 4 sales. And they'll limit their potential because as soon as they get there, they might get there like mid-month and be like, party, I'm going to celebrate and just chill all the rest of the month. But if your goal is to get as many no's as you want, as you can, like say you set a goal of 20 no's per day, then you're going to find that you're going to get a whole lot of yeses too. And when you get yeses, you'll often end up on a streak. And this is how these people have these massive levels of success and start to achieve those really big goals of having that big house or having that yacht or going on that dream vacation, is by pushing yourselves to get the no's. And I know that we all know that we're capable of more. We're capable of greatness and we know it, but it's like, why can't we achieve those levels? So you have to change your mindset to being excited to fail and get no's. And there's a great book if you want to read it. I'm just kind of summarizing a little bit of it. It's called Go for No. And I was just listening to a podcast called on Ray Higdon, and he was talking about this book, and I was like, that's it. I actually had bought the book and not finished it. I have a problem with that. So my goal right now is to finish up all the books I started this year and try to finish them up and write them down. But Ray Higdon shared that he was like trying to do network marketing and he was failing really, really hard. He was super broke. And he decided he was going to go for 20 no's a day. And no matter how many sales he got, no matter what, he was not going to let his head hit the pillow until he got 20 no's per day. And he said that some days he would be on these yes streaks. And it was like so hard to get 20 no's. And imagine that the person that finally gave him that 20th no, he was like, thank God. Like, I want to go to bed. I'm so tired. So, hey, sometimes you should just tell somebody no instead of ignoring their message so that they can go to bed. Maybe they're just trying to go for no's. So this book is called Go for No. It's by Richard Fenton and Andrew Walt. It's literally an hour and 30-minute listen if you do Audible. Not bad. What's up, Jennifer? And it was basically, it's a really cool book. It kind of just talks about like 2 reps, the same person, but like this person went for the no's and this person went for just the yeses. And this person had like massive levels of success in their life, and the other person was just like mediocre. And it was really good way of painting this picture. So this rep got an award for getting the most rejection in a year, and he was also the #1 sales rep 4 years in a row. So if you really want to desensitize yourself to hearing that word no, you do the actions. Think about your kids. Like, they are so desensitized to no. It's like, Mom, can I have a cookie? No. Mom, can I have this toy? No. Mom, can I have this? Mom, can I have this? Mom, can I have this? And they do it and do it and do it and do it and do it until you give in. And sometimes we give in, and then we learn that no doesn't always mean no. Sometimes it just means not yet, or sometimes it means like I gotta ask again and again and again. And the truth is that 44% of the time when someone's trying to sell something, you're gonna say no the first time. After the second time, okay, the numbers are this actually. 44% of people give up after hearing one no, 22% after the second no, 14% after the third no, 12% after the fourth. So actually 92% of people give up after they hear no, 92%. And most of the yeses are after 5 no's. So if you think about it, 60% of customers say no before they say yes 5 times. 60%. So if you're out there trying to sell something, cool, thanks, Manny, what's up? So if you're trying to sell something, you're actually wasting your time if you only ask one time. You're actually completely like sabotaging yourself because it's going to take on average 5 no's or 5 times asking before you get a yes. So get that done with fast and keep track of it. And every time you get a no, ask why so that you actually learn along the way. And often people just need to learn more information. No doesn't mean no, it means not yet. And sometimes they just, imagine if you're going to buy a TV and they're like trying to show you, you know, the sale of the day. It's like a 20-inch screen, but you're wanting a 65-inch TV. You say no to that. What if they just walked away? Okay, I guess they don't want to buy a TV. No, maybe they use, oh, what kind of TV are you looking for? What size of TV do you want? What features do you want? And asking better questions that will get you to the yes. So basically, Jesus said with a neighbor needing bread, keep asking, yes, keep knocking, and the door will be opened. Is that not the truth? I'm telling you. My business partner, David, I told him no a few times. And I was in a different business, and I told him no. And then I was going to sign up, and then I was like, no. Because I actually was like, I don't think I want to do this. I want to focus on my other business. And then he was like, well, let's just get yourself a spot in here just in case. And guess what? That's the business that enabled me to be home. So I'm super glad he didn't take my no for an answer. And part of the reason that we have this problem is because we look at failure in the wrong way. So we think of like this. I know this is kind of going to be backwards for you guys, but just picture this. So failure is here. We think of us like kind of right in the middle, and we think that we're moving either towards failure or towards success. And we're always thinking of ourselves right here. Am I going this way or am I going this way? That isn't the direction of failure. The direction of failure is this. You're starting here and you're journeying to success. And you're going to make a lot of stops on the way. On the road, you're going to fail. You have a small win, and you're going to have success. But it's not, you're heading towards failure or you're heading to success, but literally it's just along the journey. So think of it like that. What's up, Brett? Exactly. So there's 5 layers of failure, and I want you to drop a comment on which level you are at right now. All right, and which level you want to be. So level 1, well, 100% of people have the ability to be at level 1 or at level 1 when they're born. And it's the ability to fail. Obviously, kids, we fail when they're trying to walk. They fall and they get back up again, and they don't just stop, right? But actually, 90% never really move past that ability to fail. They stay there, they stay safe. 2% are willing to fail. So they'll be like, okay, I'm willing to try this, even though I might fail. And 20% actually make it to this level, but they never stay there for a sustained amount of time. So they'll start to get being uncomfortable, and they'll go back to being safe. So only 20% of people, means 80% of people never even get there. Level 3 is wantingness to fail, and less than 5% of people develop the desire to fail, realizing that it will eventually lead to success. So they're starting to see, okay, I kind of want to try this. I kind of want to fail a little bit so I can, because I see the bigger picture. I see that eventually I'll get a yes if I keep asking. Level 4 is failing bigger and faster. So once you start to realize like failing is eventually going to lead to success, and you realize you should be going for bigger fish. You should be going for $1,000 sale and not $100 sale. You should be, if you're selling copiers, you should try to go to an account that has an opportunity to buy 20 copiers rather than one that can buy 2 copiers. So you want to do it faster, better, and bigger. And then the number 5 is exponential failure. So massive success requires multiplication of failure. And you are then enlisting others to fail along with you. So I actually do that. That's actually what I do in my business. I have a big team, and I never really thought of it, but I'm going to encourage my team to fail much, much harder, much faster, much bigger. Group failure equals group success. So knowing if we all go for it super hard for the end of the year, the end of the month, then we're all going to have a bigger win. So that is number 5. So what level are you at, and what level do you want to be at? And just remember this every day, like to celebrate each failure, knowing that it's getting you close to success. So what is the cost of not doing it again? If you missed the beginning of this, there's a big cost to not failing, you guys, because failure is actually the number 1 indicator of the most successful people. They have failed the most and the hardest, all right? Only 5% of people are going to be able to retire and provide for themselves. That's scary to me. 53% are going to be reliant on the government, charity, family, or friends to survive. I don't know about you, but I don't like asking people for money because I don't have it, right? I'd rather like do anything than ask for money. So I don't know. But so that makes me want to fail harder in my business so that I can grow older and be wealthy, right? 6% of people are going to keep working until they die. So more percent are going to, 5% will be retiring well, 6% are going to work until they die, and then 36% will have already died before they even hit the retirement age. So that should be enough maybe to make you think about trying to fail a little harder. And the top 5% are the ones who failed the most. And then the irony is if you're afraid to fail because you don't want to be a failure, the fact is people that fail the least become failures, all right? And the ones who fail the most and the hardest end up being those greatest successes. So no, again, doesn't mean never, and just realize that. You're going to learn more along the way. So how to set no goals. How many yeses do you need? You may have to figure that out. I think the most important thing is to realize, just set it in your mind that whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve, say it's like a promotion at work, a raise. It could be that you're in a business, you want people to support your business, you want to start a restaurant, you want venture capital funding, whatever it is, right? That it's not ever going to be something you quit and give up, that it's going to be something you're going to keep going for and trying for. And there was a really great story in this book, and it was about how the creator of the of airbags in cars, it took him 20 years to get the government to approve of that. He got no after no after no after no, like you're stupid. He got rejected by all the major auto companies, and then the government passed a law that said everyone has to have these in their car. And then it still took him 10 years after that to get his first sale. So that was 30 years. First sale was $120 million. So you could think of it as, it took him, he got paid $120 million in 1 year, or you could think of it, he got $4 million for every single year that he failed. I would take $4 million, guys, a year for the next 30 years. How much would that change your life? So think about that. It took him 30 years to have that success, but he could have spent 30 years working a job making $150,000 a year, and I would never add up to $120 million. So that was pretty inspiring. I'm like, man. And aren't we glad we have the airbags in our cars? I know sometimes you hear those bad stories, but ultimately they keep us safe. So you want to figure out, set a no goal. And if you don't know how many no's it takes to get a yes, then just set a goal. There's a cool grid you can get online. It's like go for no, 100 no's. And just start small like that. Maybe it's 100 no's a month that you want to start with. That's like 3 per day. And you can print out this grid, or you can just make it yourself at home. Just do like 100 little squares, and then check it off every time you get a no, and celebrate it. And then make something for yourself at the end when you get 100 no's. Go out to dinner or something. Go to your favorite restaurant. Treat yourself to something, right? And just know that like every single time you get a no, like you're getting closer to a yes, and you're gonna get closer to those goals in your life. So call to action, get that book, Go for No, listen to it on Audible. If you have Audible, it's literally an hour and 30 minutes, and I think you're gonna find that it gets you pretty pumped up to go and get some no's. So hope this changes your mindset on that thought of failing, guys, because failure is not a bad word. It is your favorite new F word. And let's see, I like this. So Brett just shared with me, let's see this quote. A quote from Thomas J. Watson. Would you like me to give you the formula for success? It's quite simple, really. Double your failure. You're thinking of failure as the enemy of success, but it isn't at all. You can be discouraged by failure, or you can learn from it. So go ahead and make mistakes. Make all you can, because remember, that's where you'll find success, on the other side of failure. Absolutely. So it's on the road, you guys. It's like you're going to start on this journey, and you're going to have failure, but you're going to eventually get to success. So definitely, I'm pumped. I'm ready to get some no's. I'm ready to go for no's. I'm printing out my 100 no grid, and I'm just going to get through it as fast as I can. So I hope you guys are inspired today. Share this if you felt it was helpful, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.